How's it going? What's good? This is Phoenix. I'm back at it again here, bringing you a quick tutorial slash guide for Ushiwakamaru. Ushiwakamaru is a guest character from the Fate Go series, brought here into Melty Blood type Lumina. She is going to be a fast, mix-up heavy character. I want to say that she's one of the fastest characters in the game, or at least her run speed and just her speed in general is a lot quicker than most characters. She is also the squishiest character in the game other than Neko Arc. She has the lowest health, although her combos and attacks do a little bit more damage than most other characters as well. So she is sort of a glass cannon in that sense. So if you like more of a ninja, fast, mix-up heavy character that gets in and gets out, does a decent amount of damage, and plays more around your opponent's defensive habits, then Ushiwakamaru is going to be a perfect character for you. I believe that she is one of the more unique characters within the Melty series, and I enjoy her a lot personally. So her buttons are all pretty standard in terms of weapon-based character. Her A button is a very short, close jab. So her 5A is pretty much your quickest button that you can do. Not only her 5A, but her 2A. Her 2A goes a little bit farther than her 5A, but at the same time, it is very close to her very stubby normal. Her 5B is a little bit further. It's kind of more of your neutral-based tool. It's not faster than her 5A, but it's a decent speed. Comes out at a decent speed. Her 2B is pretty much the same. It hits low. Both her 2A and her 2B hit low. So if you're looking for a button to kind of preemptively throw out or to space with, then 5B or 2B are kind of your go-tos. Her C button is going to be somewhat of a slower arcing button. You can sort of use this button as a anti-air. Not exactly, but if you know that they're going to short hop at you, then you can throw this out and actually stuff them pretty reliably. Her 2C is actually not a low, it's a mid button. It's very situational. It's more so a combo filler, or as you can see, it has pretty much her longest range. It's kind of her longest ranging poke, and you can confirm off of it. So if you do hit it, then you can confirm into her run from it, and it's kind of like your confirm button. It's also another combo filler button. But again, it only hits mid. One of the characters, or most other characters, their 2C buttons hit low, but hers does not. So, from like I said, most of her buttons are pretty standard in terms of neutral and how you're going to use them. So yeah, your A button is kind of your quickest move. Your B is kind of like your spacing neutral button that comes out a little bit slower than A, but you have longer range. And then your C button is more so the combo filler button, where you will be using this to not only confirm into certain special moves, but it'll also basically be the button that you'll be using to fill in your combos and get you more damage. From here, we'll go into her moon skills. So she has her her crouching moon skill, which is going to be one of her teleports. One of her special moves, she can teleport, which we'll get into, but her moon skill down, if you press crouching and then B and C together, will give you somewhat of a faster version of her teleport. You have one of her other moon skills, forward BC. Forward BC basically is just to catch people that are doing low attacks. So if you know that your opponent is going to throw out a low attack, you can kind of hop over it with the forward BC, and then of course you can follow up off of it you can follow up after the forward BC. It's not like crazy good. Like I said, it's more so if you just know that your opponent is going to do a low attack, then you can go over their low attack with the 4 BC. It's a decent move. Again, it does have the property of, if you moon drive, cancel it, then you can have armor. Or if you moon drive, then you can have armor on it as well. But I don't personally use this moon skill too often. But it does have its moment. It does have its uses. Then you have her 3 BC, or it's a forward crouching BC, which is her DP. When you moon drive, you'll have armor on this, so it's kind of her only, it's kind of like a get off of me. You can also jump cancel it, so it can lead into different combos and whatnot. But if you are kind of more so wanting to have a pseudo invincible DP, then you can moon drive and use this DP. It goes pretty far. So yeah, unfortunately it is blockable in the air, so if you do try to catch somebody in the air with it, they are able to still block it, so just be careful. But you can jump cancel it, so if you know that they're going to jump, it is a good way to catch somebody, and you can jump cancel from it. And then finally, we have her back and BC. So her back and BC is basically one of the best moon skills in the game. It not only covers a good amount of distance, but once you moon drive, again, you will have armor on it, and it's kind of your main get off me tool when you have it moon drived. It'll have armor. It blows through a lot of different options that the opponent throws at you. You can use it as a spacing tool, you can use it as a DP tool, you can also combo off of it as well. It's basically, it does everything. You can jump cancel it as well, so if the opponent does block it, you can jump cancel and use it to further mix up your opponent. So yeah, if they block it, then you can kind of jump cancel, still continue your pressure. The only way to basically punish you off of this is BC follow-up. So they have to shield it, and usually, depending on your spacing, as long as you space it correctly, even if they shield it, they're not going to be able to follow up with the A or the B follow-up from shield. You will recover fast enough, or you'll space yourself well enough to where they won't be able to follow up and hit you with the A, or they won't be able to use the B shield follow-up fast enough in order to hit you. Usually the only way to punish this is they're going to have to shield and BC. So if they do that, I would definitely moon drive so that you can keep yourself safe. And then from there you can definitely shield back in time so that if they do try to BC follow up, then you can keep yourself safe. Alright, so she has a few special moves here. So her first series from her 236, or her quarter circle forward series, is going to be her B. So this not only catches backdashes or catches opponents not blocking low, you can also hold the button as well. So quarter circle forward B, and you hold it and it'll give you a charged version which will hit high. So you can mix them up by either going low, or you can hold and go high. Just be careful, as if you do the low version, typically you are safe. It'll be pretty much even to where you know, you can still continue pressure after. But if you do the hold version and they block, you will get punished. So in order to keep yourself safe, you have to cancel into a EX move. So just keep that in mind. If you do the charged version, then you will be punished if it is blocked. She also has the 236A series, which is a run. Now this is going to give you 3 different options from her run. So as long as you connect and hit with the opponent, then you can use 3 different options. You can either follow up with the A option, which will give you an air follow-up, which you can then jump cancel off of as well. So if you hit them with the A, you can jump cancel from the A button and continue into a combo from here, or she can use the B version, and this will make her teleport behind the opponent if you do not press anything other than B. If you hold back and press B, it will make her teleport in front of the enemy. So this is more so for mix-up, or if your opponent has very good defense and you just basically are trying to bait something out, or just kind of just call-outs in general. And then finally, from her run, she has the C version, which will give you invincibility off of your attack. So if you do the C follow-up, it gives you invincibility, and you can also combo off of it as well into different combo routes. But this is basically, again, another call-out. It's going to be very dependent on your opponent's defensive habits, and it's going to be more so you reacting to what your opponent is doing. So using the run, as long as, like I said, you connect, you're going to be using these 3 different options depending on what you think your opponent is going to do. So if you know that your opponent is going to block, with the run series, you can still continue these follow-ups. So the A follow-up, as long as you delay the button, you will be plus after this, so it will still be your turn as long as you delay the button. If you press it immediately, you'll cross up the opponent, so if you do cross them up, this does leave you in a punishable state. The C follow-up is also punishable as well, so if the opponent does block this, then you are in a punishable state as long as they are fast enough. You can get punished if you do the C follow-up as well, so just keep that in mind. Another one of her special moves is going to be her DP series, so 263A and 263B. are going to be her DPs. Both of them do not have, or neither one of them have invincibility. I do believe that they are both air unblockable though, so as long as you know that your opponent is going to jump in the air and be blocking, this will catch them. They do go pretty far, and also the 263A is actually jump cancelable, so you can jump cancel it. Even if it whiffs, you can jump cancel off of the 263A, but 263B is not jump cancelable, but it does go farther than the A version. So again, if you do know that your opponent likes to jump a lot, you can call them out with this button or with this special. As you can see, the A version hits a little bit higher than the B version, but the B version goes farther. Another one of her special moves is going to be 214B. It's basically Shiki's Lariat. Depending on your spacing, this will either go through your opponent or you will stop in front of them. She not only has this special move, which is basically like Shiki's Lariat, she also has her stance move, which is basically the 214B variant, but it goes even farther. It'll give you 2 follow-ups, so you will go into your stance with 214A, and then if you press B afterwards, then it will give you the same 214B follow-up, except it'll go farther. Again, this will be able to either go right in front of the opponent, or if you space it, you can go through the opponent as well. Or from her stance, if you press the A follow-up, she will go into her DP, which from here you can jump cancel as well, just like her normal 214A DP that she has. So just keep in mind that if you do the 214B series, they can punish you. You have to space it in order to not get hit. But yeah, you can see here you want to space it more at the tip of the attack. As long as you space it at the tip of her hit, then they won't be able to hit you. But if you're right next to them, as you can see, you will get punished. It doesn't matter if you even cross them up either, you will still get punished. You only will be safe if you get it right at the tip. You have to kind of get a feel for it of where you won't get punished. But yeah, if you do the 214B and you hit the tip, then you will not get punished. On the other hand, if you do the stance version, then for the most part you'll always be plus. You'll still have the same type of properties where if you do it too close, then you can get punished. But for the most part, with the stance version, you will be safe as long as you block, but it will not be your turn if you're too close. So it has the same properties as the B version, that if you space it and you get the tip, then it actually leaves you plus. So depending on the pressure, if you hit the tip of this, of the stanced version, then you will actually be plus. So you can make it to where it's still your turn if you space it correctly, right? So her next special move is going to be her down-down series. So this is going to be her teleport series. She has 3 different variations. If you do down-down A, she will teleport back. Down-down B will have her teleport back and then run forwards. And down-down C will have her teleport into the air. She also has an air teleport series where she can do 236, and if you press 236A or quarter circle forward A, then she will teleport straight to the ground. If you do 236B or quarter circle forward B while in the air, she will teleport to the ground and then jump back into the air. These both are invincible, So if the opponent does try to attack you while you are using the teleport, they will not be able to hit you. Just keep in mind that once you are either on the ground or in the air from either teleport, your invincibility will go away and they'll be able to hit you from there. With her 2, 3, 6 A and B buttons, teleports, she can also just do a down series as well. So if you do jump, then you can hold down and the dash button, or A and B. If you press A and B and down, she will go straight down to the ground. This is more so used for just mix-ups, like if you want to jump and then, you know, kind of fake out your opponent. It does have invincibility as well, so if you know that your opponent is jumping a lot to preemptively catch you with an air normal, then you can use this to kind of bait them and bring yourself back to the ground quicker so that you can punish them. You can punish their air landing lag. Finally, she has her EX moves. Quarter circle forward C will basically put you into her auto combo series, where at the end of it, she will launch her opponent into the air, and from there you can either continue the auto combo or you can just grab them and throw them down to the ground and then continue your pressure from there. So yeah, she'll launch them into the air and then you can throw them back down. Or you can, you know, continue a combo from here and bring them down. Whatever you're feeling combo-wise. Her 263, which is going to be her DP. Keep in mind that this is not invincible, although it is going to be unblockable in the air. So if you know that your opponent is jumping and blocking, just know that this is unblockable if they are in the air. So you can definitely call people out if they are jumping. Then it does go pretty far as well. So if you know that they're going to jump, then you can definitely call them out and use this to hit them out of the air. Another one of her EX moves is going to be 2-1-4-C, or quarter circle back C, which is going to be one of your main EX moves. This move will basically cause a hard knockdown and be able to enable you to go into her mix-up series from her teleports. And then finally, we do have her Air 2-3-6-C, which is going to be somewhat of a move that will have her come straight down from the air pretty quickly. She will be able to, I believe this is not invincible either, but it will be plus. So if you are right on top of your opponent and you use this move, you will be plus when you hit them. This move is also used in different combos and also used as an ender or an EX move to make some of your special moves safe. If you if you are caught in a special move that is not going to be safe, then you can cancel into this move to make it safe. Especially while you're in the air, it's very good to combo into this, as it can basically, it has a lot of priority in terms of air moves, and it's just really good for spacing, or if you know that the opponent likes to jump a lot and throw out preemptive jump buttons, then usually this EX move can beat those jump buttons. Alright, and finally, we do have her arc drive. So, Ushi is one of the privileged characters to have a full screen arc drive. You can use it literally anywhere, and it will track the opponent down no matter where they are on the screen. and she's actually even more privileged that her arc drive can be used in the air as well. So she's got the ultimate spider from Marvel vs. Capcom. If you played that, she's got the ultimate spider arc drive here that can basically, yeah, it hits from full screen, and you can use it in the air or on the ground, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually one of the better arc drives in the game, I would say. But yeah, for the most part, it's just, you know, it's a pretty standard arc drive. But very useful. I would say that you'll probably be using it a lot. You can use it to whiff punish. You can use it to call out a lot of different things. Also, it's going to be the only actual, like, real invincible move that you have. Like frame 1 invincible move, which being able to use it in the air and on the ground definitely helps. So if you are in a situation where you have 3 bars and you know, it's a good decision to you know, use a frame 1 invincible move in the air or on the ground, then you know, you have Ushiwakamaru's arc drive. So yeah, that is one invincible move that she does have. It costs a lot of meter to use, but at the end of the day, it is worth it. It is worth it sometimes, I would say. So from here, we'll go ahead and give a little breakdown of kind of Ushiwakamaru's game plan and how you will use her specials and her EXs to go into her mix-up. So basically her whole game plan is going to be centered around her teleports. So these will be kind of your main way of opening your opponent and also basically putting yourself in situations to where you can start her mix-up game. If you use her down B, it'll leave it to where you can meaty your opponent. A lot of your combos are going to end with the 214C EX move, which will give you a hard knockdown, and from here you can follow up with the 22B series, which will have her run towards the opponent and let you perform a meaty attack. So just keep in mind that after her EX here, you do have to time this in order to get your meaty. So if you do it too early or too late, you will still get punished. So you do have to somewhat time this this run. You kind of have to time it, but once you get the timing down, you can pretty much meaty your opponent for free every time, as long as you know that they're going to wake up with a button, right, or an EX or anything like that. So you can either follow up with the 22B, or you can follow up with the 22C series, which will put you in the air and give you a overhead follow-up. Again, this is all timing based. I would recommend to go into training and practice these two timing wise, as if you are too early or too late, your opponent can still hit you out of this pretty easily. So you do have to practice the timing in order to hit your opponent meaty. But yeah, this will be your main tool in order to open your opponent. You're either going to do the 22B series or down B, which will put you, which will give you a low meaty, or you will be doing the 22C or down C, which will give you your overhead if you know that your opponent is going to be crouching. Now, also from your down C or 22C, you can you have access to your 4-way mix-up. So from the down C series, you can also, while in the air, still perform your air teleports as well. So if you know that your opponent is going to wake up with something else, you can still use your air teleport, which does have invincibility, to further continue your mix-up options. So if you know that your opponent is going to be using either their shield or a EX move, you can still punish them by using the follow-up of the air teleports with the 22C series. But you can also bait out their EX moves as well. Depending on what they're doing, you can react accordingly. Do keep in mind that this is still all a timing-based thing. You still have to time your runs, your teleports correctly. So if you are too early or too late, you will still get punished. So just keep in mind that when you are setting this up, that it is something that you still have to time. But if you do time it, then you will be safe 9 times out of 10. The only way for them to actually counter this in any way is for them to use their moon drive on wake up, which you can moon drive back in order to counter their moon drive. So you can use this to counter a lot of different moves, not only their EX moves, but if they do any sort of moon drive, or even if they do heat, you can still counter it accordingly. As long as your timing is correct, you will be able to counter all of this. You can even go as far as using your air teleports to go through their heat. Again, this is a timing thing, so you have to time it correctly, but if you do time it correctly, you can use her teleports to even go through their heat. Heat activation, and punish them accordingly. But yeah, you can use this as her 4-way mix-up, so not only can you use it to just counter their shields in general, you can follow up with the A and grab their shields. You can follow up and hit them low, or you can even just do nothing, right? So this will give you your 4-way. It'll be up to you if you either want to cross them up and do an overhead, cross them up and go low, fake and run straight at them, or you can just not do anything. These are all very viable ways in order to put yourself in advantage situations. To keep your opponent guessing, you want to mix these options up continuously. You don't want to keep doing the same thing unless your opponent keeps showing you the same option. So if your opponent keeps using their shield, then you can keep crossing them up with your air teleport, right? Or if you know your opponent is going to keep using their EX move, you can keep baiting them by not doing anything, right? It'll all be dependent on what your opponent does. So if you know what your opponent is going to be doing, then you can go ahead and react accordingly and punish them with her different mix-ups. So from here, I'll go ahead and give you a combo so that you can access these mix-up options. I have the input reader up over there, so just pause it or slow it down for yourself so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And from here, this will basically give you access and give you a good little start to kind of build your own way of playing Ushi yourself, right? But yeah. So that's a brief little tutorial on Ushiwakamaru for you. If you have any other tips or tricks or any advice for any other players that have want to pick this character up, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you have any questions or anything regarding more tips or anything, feel free to comment. I can give even more information. Just keep in mind, this is all just stuff that I have picked up from playing the character. I have played her since she has released. There are a lot of different other combos and whatnot that she can do, but this is more so just kind of a brief little summary or a brief little overview of her, just to get you started. Hopefully you enjoyed and hopefully you learned something from this. Again, this is Phoenix, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!